noticed that a lot of people are coming off of some heavy times, but it kind of has that feeling lately of just around the corner, it's not going to feel so heavy. There's that feeling. And I don't know if it's because summer is coming. I don't know if it's because we're getting towards that apex of light in summer solstice. I don't know if it's because things are blooming outside. Probably all of those things contribute to a feeling of hopefulness. But there was an interesting moment last week in a session with somebody. And she was really deeply sobbing. I'm letting Nicola in. And she said, I can't do any more learning. I'm done learning. Like in a fit of frustration. I'm done learning. I've done all this learning. I'm miserable. Like, I don't want to keep doing this. So, okay. And in that moment, I just held space. Welcome, Nicola. Wasn't appropriate for me to say what I'm about to say because she was in the depths of pain. But we're never actually not learning. It's kind of impossible for us to be alive and not be learning. But when we're in pain, it feels impossible to access the awareness of learning. And I was talking to my fairy godmama, my mentor, Mama Joycey, the other day, and she said, don't be glib, but I'm going to ask you a question, but really think about it. Don't be glib. I said, okay. She said, what does learning mean to you? I said, well, I think in its truest form, learning is making connections. And she said, well, what about, because you say this a lot, that oftentimes you find people are running on memory, where they're not able to access the new. What's happening then if we're always learning? And I said, I think in those moments, we're not in the awake awareness of learning. But quite honestly, even if we go into the very simple example of brushing our teeth, we do that on memory, right? We don't have to really think much about it. But based on the environmental conditions and based on the neurochemistry of my body that day and what hormones are more present than others and maybe how hungry I am waking up that day, there's a difference in the quality of brushing the teeth. And our body, whether we're aware of it or not, is adjusting to all of those environmental conditions to make it happen. We are always in learning. But when we're in the depths of pain, we say, fuck it, I don't want to. I'm not doing that today. I can't try something different. This feels too hard. And there's often this feeling of, if the thing that we're wanting to happen isn't happening now, there's such deep discouragement of, it's not going to happen for me. This is just not going to happen for me. And I was chatting with another client the other day who has some very serious long COVID. And I was so proud of him because he said, I haven't fully recovered from this yet. And he was in pain. There were tears in his eyes. He was just describing what it feels like getting into bed every night, that his body aches every night and it's deep, deep in the middle of the bones aching. And he still was able to find that word yet. He was able to access the learning, the process that we are all always in, whether we're learning to fight some virus that's been in our bodies or some chronic condition or some grief that we've been living with since we can remember. We are always in learning. It's how do we access it? How do we make space for it? And so I was thinking about this today and thinking about a time when I was in that deep, painful place. And I said, I don't want to learn anymore. And I begged Mama Joycey, can you please perform a lobotomy? Can we like just take this part of me out? And she said, yeah, lay down, I'll do it. So I was thinking to get a little playful today, because that hope really is on the horizon. And we got to start to access some of that play, because the play helps us get there a little more easily. So I want you to really think about a core wound or a present wound, a place of pain that's in some level of present memory. And we're going to perform a little surgery on that wound today. We have a doctor in the house. I'm not going to make you do all the surgeries for us, Jody, but but we're going to do it on ourselves. And because we get to be playful, we're going to go into a little bit of a childlike mind. And I want you to really think about what kind of surgery is needed on this wound, on this deep, deep pain. Do we need to bond new connections? Do we need a transplant? Do we need some kind of prosthetic? Do we need to open up some pathways? And what kind of instrument do you need to perform this surgery? Is it a very special paintbrush that knows how to go into the body and paint new body parts? Is it an actual new organ that we're going to devise, that we're going to transplant in? Is it a flower? Is the flower going to help you perform your surgery today? Maybe it's some kind of wand. But I want you to think about this medical procedure. And I want you to get playful. We're performing some spiritual surgeries, just to give you a little catch up. So think about your wound, think about your pain, get into a childlike mind, and think about what's a tool that you are going to use in your surgery today? Is it a magic potion?